President, in my 13 years serving in the United States Senate and before that, as Lieutenant Governor in Hawaii, I've met military officers at every level. And no matter age or rank, regardless of what they do or where they serve, they are every bit as disciplined, principled, committed, and brave as you could possibly imagine. They're patriots in every sense of the word.
A stunning moment on the Senate floor is sending shockwaves across Washington. A senior U.S. senator has publicly accused the Secretary of Defense of displaying what he calls dangerous immaturity during one of the most volatile military conflicts in years. The criticism comes after a series of controversial statements about the war with Iran, statements that included phrases like maximum lethality, without mercy, and they are toast. Now the question being asked across Capitol Frontline is simple. Is this the language of strong wartime leadership, or reckless rhetoric from the man overseeing the most powerful military in the world? Let's break down exactly what happened.
They're patriots in every sense of the word, and you can't help but be impressed and inspired by them. But the same can't be said about the man who commands them, the Secretary of Defense. Particularly in recent days since the war on Iran began, Secretary Hegseth has demonstrated a shocking lack of emotional maturity and a basic understanding of the gravity of the situation. And instead of characterizing what he said, I want to read verbatim a few recent statements. Quote, "Death and destruction from the sky all day long. This was never meant to be a fair fight, and it is not a fair fight. We are punching them while they are down, which is exactly how it should be. They are toast, and they know it, or at least soon enough they will know it. America is winning decisively, devastatingly, and without mercy. What happened to walk softly and carry a big stick?" Here's another quote. "Israel has clear missions as well, for which we are grateful, capable partners. As we've said since the beginning, capable partners are good partners, unlike so many of our traditional allies who wring their hands and clutch their pearls, hemming and hawing about the use of force. America, regardless of what so-called international institutions say, is unleashing the most lethal and precise air power campaign in history. B-2s, fighters, drones, missiles, and all, of course, classified efforts. All on our terms with maximum authorities, no stupid rules of engagement, no politically correct wars." And this one might be the most bizarre. "We're going to go on offense, not just on defense. Maximum lethality, not tepid legality." This is from the Secretary of Defense. Maximum lethality, not tepid legality. Violent effect, not politically correct. We're going to raise up warriors, not just defenders. This is the man overseeing the most powerful military force in the history of the world, spelling out his unique and unlawful theory of action. He finds the Geneva Conventions and our rules of engagement not just logistically inconvenient, but...
The speech then moved to an even more alarming point. The senator highlighted statements suggesting that international laws governing warfare, like the Geneva Conventions and rules of engagement, were being dismissed as unnecessary restrictions. One phrase stood out: maximum lethality, not tepid legality. To critics, this wording implies something deeply troubling: that military power should be unleashed without the legal frameworks designed to protect civilians and limit wartime brutality. The senator argued that such thinking undermines decades of military doctrine built on discipline, precision, and accountability, because without those guardrails, war risks descending into chaos.
But to use his own word, stupid. Stupid. And as we're seeing in real time, there are moral and strategic consequences for the callousness and the sloppiness atop the chain of command. It's very likely a school being blown up, leaving 168 children dead. It's the botched evacuation of American diplomats and service members in the region who are stranded while Iranian missiles fly into American facilities. But even if you somehow accept the administration's unusually high tolerance for casualties and bad outcomes, this carelessness resulted in them killing the very people they were hoping would take over. This is not war is hell and bad things happen. War is hell. We all know that, and that's why most people, but especially our service members, oppose it unless absolutely necessary. It was Dwight Eisenhower, only months after he had helped lead the Allies to victory in World War II, who declared, quote, "I hate war as only a soldier who has lived it can, and only as one who has seen its brutality, its futility, its stupidity." War presents impossible choices, and wanting precision, planning, and professionalism does not make you weak. It means that you grasp the gravity of the war. It means that you are not casual about using kinetic force, not because you're afraid, but because you understand exactly what comes next. That for all our military might and capability, war is not something to revel in. Violence is not to be glorified. Death, whether of an Army Reserve officer from Des Moines or an Iranian schoolgirl, cannot be shrugged off. Immaturity and incompetence are a lethal combination on a battlefield. And if Secretary Hegseth's alarming behavior continues, it will not end well for us.
If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, comment, and hit the subscribe button for more political insights.